Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining me here today. If you find yourself here, there may be a message for your healing journey, soul's evolution, transformation, or simply information. Today, I would like to talk a little bit about karmic mothers and or maybe people that live in more the feminine side of their aspect. We all have both masculine, feminine, and what we dance in and what our roles. Maybe you play one at home and you have a different role at work. Maybe you have different roles within your children or other people's children. But within a narcissistic mother or somebody who may dabble on the side of being a karmic, they are usually controlling. A lot of times they're jealous, maybe of you, and all you're looking for is their love. So you can't quite figure out as a child, if you are somebody who's dealing with childhood trauma, why would all the children be treated differently? Well, there's always reasons, right, in their mind. But if it's hard to figure out and you haven't asked or haven't gotten a square answer and you're an adult having your own children, you want to do better because of how you felt. So you've learned what you don't like, right? And then you have role models, maybe such as your grandparents, like I did, who are solid, loving you unconditionally, no wavering. But sometimes when you grow up with karmic mothers, maybe they've treated you differently or almost act like they hate you and do different things that are just sort of, you kind of wonder. And even people around them say, well, that's just the way it is, or get over it. Or, if you become adult and you want to say, maybe we need some therapy now, that's not really what they do because they don't doctor, they don't believe in it. Why? One, they don't want to own their own stuff, or two, they just really don't believe they're in the wrong. And maybe had both karmic parents and they were toxic and their relationship was toxic. So maybe your childhood was a little confusing. Either way, you have childhood trauma of feeling not worthy of love. But yet, if you go back into your roots, you feel love. You definitely know what it is, and you've learned the difference. And that's a beautiful thing. Somewhere along the line, you were shown love unconditionally, no wavering. And that is what it's about. It doesn't mean no conflict or no disagreements. You can agree to disagree in an adult relationship, but it's important to communicate. So, the mother who may be borderline narcissist but jealous of a daughter, or it even can be a son who has more feminine, treat them maybe as servants or that they give other gifts to the other ones they love more. It's very real and tangible for the ones feeling hurt. And then if you're a child trying to address all issues and it never happens, it becomes confusing, like when children are seen and not heard, right? I heard that when I grew up. Children are seen and not heard. Well, in church, you're supposed to be seen and not heard. That's obvious, but not in life. You have an opinion. It doesn't mean disrespect to your parents. It means you have an opinion. We're at the table having a discussion. In your logical mind, you know these things, but sometimes the comparison to you and or others leads you to feel like you need to be a perfectionist to try and perfect what they're looking for. But the trip is you'll never win with a narcissist. You can't please them and or somebody who's jealous. And then later in life, maybe you realize that's just who they are because of their own trauma. So those of us on a healing journey have learned sometimes everybody's journey is their own. You cannot take their karma from them and help them learn if they're not willing to grow. And that's okay, even if it's your family. Just disengage from them. The comparison you may have felt, family, friends, and other siblings, maybe you're still holding on to that. So today it's time to let go and say that is their issue and that you are perfect as you are. And if you have work to do, inner child, I highly encourage you to do that. Holding on to that is holding on to a past life that doesn't serve you, and release that trauma from your body, mind, and soul will help you with your abundance and circle back to releasing trauma back to heart center, meaning loving yourself as you are and the lessons you've learned, knowing that you might be a better parent than what you received. That's okay. And that is the journey back to self, loving yourself. So, if you had a parent that was sabotaging her own children, maybe you were the one, and had no boundaries, had envy and a lot of grudges, well, it doesn't fall in line with what you should have, could have, would have had, but circle back to who gave you that and go with that unconditionally, no wavering. I think about my grandmother, who was very nurturing but strong, and I so admired her. She was strong in her faith, strong within herself, but she had her role with my grandpa. He was the masculine and she was the feminine. And if he wasn't around, she actually could actually take care of business too. And she could make decisions, but they had a beautiful dance. And it was the waltz all day long, not the tango and not some crazy, but it was together all night long. It was beautiful. Never ever swore, never ever heard any harsh words, always unconditional love. If you were like me, you know the difference. You had grandparents that instilled those values that you so need, your oak tree. And then you had parents lined up to give you the opposite. So you know the difference of what you desire, right? But if you felt still as you grew, that that's what you deserved. That's what you lined up for. You found partners the same who maybe would treat you that way and capitalize on the fact that she was like that. Your mother was like that, right? The hurtful things always come up. But when you have children of your own, you have conversations with people and say, I'll do better because I know better. And I don't want anybody to feel that way. So you probably change the way you are with your own children, or maybe it's who you were. Maybe you were liked, irritated everybody else. The horrible things that happen to you, trust me, I know trauma is a hard thing to transform back to hurt center. But the quicker you can do that and release what no longer serves, it's their story, their journey. You just came in to feel a part of it. Why? Because it brings you back to you, right? So rejecting what no longer serves is important. And as a mother, I can tell you, you should be proud that you've done better than how you grew up. And it's okay to share your stories a little bit, not discredit grandma because they have a different relationship with her than you do. So heal that aspect yourself. You might not ever get an apology from your parents or whoever was harsh on you. Just remember, this is your journey and your lessons to learn. The higher picture is you've done a great job and you did better because you knew better and you didn't want anybody else to hurt. So you changed that with your own life. But now it's time to take care of you. Those inner child wounds, right? Time to go deep and say, you matter. Take your little girl, your little boy out and have fun. Be play-like. Go make a snow angel. Go play in the water. Have a balloon fight. Lick the spoon if you make a homemade cake. All those things you got to do as a child. Ride a bike. Fly a kite. I don't care what you do. Do something erratic that's not going to cause yourself trouble or get in trouble with the law, right? But have fun. Be childlike. It's okay to do that. And laugh. Laugh at yourself and heal your inner child. So I hope this helps today. Just remember to take care of you because you matter. And so it is. Namaste.